Hello my friends, today we are on Luminar Neo and I have a copy of focus stacking. So today we will be focus stacking 52 images to create one hopefully really nice image. And we will test this, see how good it is, and we'll also compare it against my favorite stacking plugin, which is Helicon Focus. So we will do it in Helicon Focus first, then we'll come do it in Neo and see which one is better. So let's go into Lightroom. This is my 52 images in Lightroom. And the first thing I want to do is just do a basic edit on them. Then we will move on. Don't worry, I know this is the Luminar Neo tutorial, but we will get there. I just want to do this quickly so we can use Helicon Focus. Then we'll do the stacking in Neo and, we'll compare them. So really quickly, I'm not going to explain too much in here. I'm just going to add a little bit of exposure. I will add a little bit of contrast. I will take down the highlights a little bit. Let's see, something like this. I will open out the shadow just a tiny little bit. Something like that. Whites, just a little bit of whites to create some contrast. Take down the blacks a little bit. Not too much. I don't want this to be a too dark image. I will add some texture, I will add some clarity, I will add some vibrance, and also I will add a little bit of sharpening and remove chromatic aberration, enable profile correction. Great. That's our quick edit. Now I am going to, with this image selected, I am going to hold down Shift and click on the last image, sync settings and synchronize, and this is going to put all these edits in all my photos so they all edit the same way. Great. Once I've done this, I need to stack them. Which one should we do first? Should we do Luminar Neo or should we do Helicon Focus? You know what, before I do the stacking, I just want to show you a little bit of behind the scene, how I was able to shoot this. I actually shot this indoors. This is not outdoors. And I'll just give you a glimpse of how I set this up. Great, now that we know how we set it up and how I took all these images, now let's stack them. If I look at these images, let me just go back to the first one. If you look at the image, I didn't know this at the time, I didn't see it, but you see there's a little bug over here. And as I was taking the images, the bug was crawling around the mushroom. So it's going to be interesting to see how that is going to look once I stack all these images. To stack them into Helicon Focus, I have to, once I select all these images, I have to go into File, Plugin, Extras, and Export to Helicon Focus. And then all these images are going to export. I also want to do a little bit of testing to see which one is faster. So once we start stacking the images, we will start a timer and we'll see which program does it better and which program does it faster. So right now it takes a while to export these images because they are 61 megapixel images. I took it with my Sony 7R4. And I shot this with my Sigma 105mm macro lens. What was it? 1/13 of a second shutter speed. And my f-stop was f8. Great. Now that all the images loaded into Helicon Focus, all we need to do is just click this button here that says render. Now I will start at the timer and let's see how long it will take for it to render and get a focus stacked image. And there you go. It took about 1 minute and 9 seconds by the time I touched the button. 1 minute and 9 seconds to focus stack 52 images into Helicon Focus. Now to export it, we have to go here to saving and click save. And this will send it right back into Lightroom. So I will save that and then I will close Helicon Focus. And let's go see what it looks like before we do it into Luminar Neo. So this is our stacked image. So as you can see, it is very, very nice. If I go to 100%, we can see every little detail. Everything is nice and sharp. Look at the bugs. It was only one bug, if you remember, but it was moving around. So when it stacked it, it cut it into different places. And now we look like we have a mushroom full of bugs. Really, it was just one bug. But all around, I think Helicon Focus did really, really great and very fast. And now 1 minute and 9 seconds for 52 images, that is really fast. Now let's go into Luminar Neo. What I did here, by the way, I took all these edited images from Lightroom. Once I edit them, that basic edit that we did, and I export them and put them into Luminar Neo. So they have the same exact edits like the ones from Lightroom. So in order to focus stack these images, I'll click the first one and then hold down Shift, click the last one. This will select all of them, and then you see this focus stacking dialog over here. All we need to do is to drag them into the focus stack. Let's see. Something like that, and then start the, well, let's make sure that everything loaded. I don't want to start the timer until we know that all the images loaded here. So we have all the images are loaded. We just have to click on stack and start the timer. So let's see how long will it take. I have the feeling this is going to take a while, so I would leave the timer on the screen, but I will fast forward it so it goes a little bit faster. Here we are, my friends. We are doing a focus stack. I set up this little scene. It's a little mushroom sitting on some moss, on some bark, and I put some green foliage behind it just to not get a completely black background. I wanted to get some color into it. And we are focus stacking 75 images to create a nice mushroom image, hopefully. And there you go. I'm using my Sony 7R Mark IV. This is my lighting, what I set up right now. I put a diffuser and a bounce card on the left side. And I am using Stack Shot to do my 75 exposures. And as you can see, this is a focus rail that is all automatic. I don't have to do anything. It just set it up and then it does it all by itself. So that is how you do focus stacking. And there you go. This took almost 6 minutes, 5 minutes and 54 seconds to create this image. It's blurry now because it's still loading. There you go. Now it's all sharp. As a conclusion, Luminar Neo extension focus stacking did a really good job. I would say that just as good as Helicon Focus, which is pretty much gold standard when it comes to focus stacking and photography. It was a lot slower. I'm not happy about that, but it did do a good result, and at the end of the day, that's all it matters. I hope this was helpful and you learned something new. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Skylar Ewing. I'll see you in my next video.